Anjana-shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 7, verse number 38. So we are reading the dialogue between Avadhuta and King Yadu. So Yadu Maharaj, he saw this Avadhuta and questioned him about his life, why he is so peaceful, happy, not disturbed by anything, although he has all good qualities, strength, beauty, youth, but is not doing anything. So what is the reason for this? So then he started speaking that he has learned from 24 gurus, which are the various objects, living beings, entities, some human being also. And then he starts describing what he has learned from them. So first teacher is the earth. So in the previous sloka she said that so many people trample the earth, bhutir manopi. But she remains very forbearing, tolerant, not disturbed. So this is what I have learned, that in our life we also get many people who may disturb us by their past karma, daivvasha, anugayi. But we should remain fixed on our goal. We should not become disturbed by the different problems which come in our life. So this is very important. If we understand what is the purpose of life, if we are clear about it, then we should strive to achieve it, no matter what is the difficulty. So difficulties will come, obstacles will come. Sri Krishna himself showed it by his own life, that how many problems he faced from his very birth. But he overcome everything, all the different asuras which came to kill him. So by his grace, by taking shelter of him, we can also cross over. We should have this shraddha and determination. So that's we should learn from earth. So now in the next one he speaks about the mountain. He says Sashvat Parartha Sarveha Parartha Ekanta Sambhavaha Sadhu Shiksheta Bhobritto Nagashishya Paratmatam. So he says that a gentle person, a sadhu, he should learn from Bhobrit. Bhobrit means mountain, and Nagashishya means being a student of a tree. So from that you should learn Sasvat Parartha Sarveha, that all the activities by mountain and tree, they are performed only for the others. So mountain supplies trees, fruits, flowers, water. Sometimes there are mines also in the mountain. So this is all for others. And Parartha Ekanta Sambhava, their very existence is only to do welfare to others. And for the trees it says Paratmatam, that their Atma is only for others. So this is what we should learn, that trees, they don't eat their own fruits. So they exist and give fruit to others. So they give wood, they give shade, they also purify the atmosphere. So as it says that Parartha Ekanta Sambhava, their very birth is to do good to others. If trees are not there, then the whole planet will become polluted. So they are purifying, which is necessary for our existence. So he says one should learn this from others. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Taroriva Sahishnana. So being tolerant. So you cut the branch of the tree, then tree doesn't complain. Is tolerant, stands in heat and cold, continues to do welfare to others. So he says that he learned this from the tree and mountain. So Parvat Rupa, Vriksha Rupa Chaya Prithvi, Tasyaha Sikshitam Kramena Sasvaditi. So in the previous sloka he spoke about earth and its characteristic of being forbearing. Here he talks about something which grows on earth. So mountain is also called Bhubrit, It's assumed that they uphold the earth, keep the balance. So he says that their instructions which he has from them is described here. Pararthaha sarva iha. So iha means chesta, actions. So all the activities of the mountain are to do good to others. Bhudharana, nirjharotkramana, sotpanna ratnadi pradana rupa chesta yasya sa bhuvrita sikshet. So he says that they hold the earth. I don't know how they hold, but maybe there is some scientific explanation. But mountains are called Bhubrit, upholder of the earth. In what sense, I don't know. Then Nirjharan, many mountains, rivers, they originate in the mountains. Some streams of water come from them. And Ratna, some gems, sometimes mines, they are found in them. So in this way they are acting. In about Govardhan also in Bhāgavatam described that how it gives grass for the cows, water, fruits, flowers, place for Krishna to play, caves where he can take rest. So in many different ways he is doing service to Krishna, therefore he is called Haridas Varya. Sikshaya cha evam bhuto bhavet iti anvaya. So human beings should also learn this from them. Nagasya vrikshasya shishyah san paratmatam sikshet. Says by becoming the disciple of a tree, one should learn to do service to others. Paratmata. Pareshu eva arpitam atma yena tasya bhava tattatam vriksham khalu. So Paratma means that their Atma, their self, is meant only for others. So like that one should have that bhav. So this is very difficult. We are all selfish, swarthi, self-centered. We do everything only for ourselves. And tree, standing only for others. So we should get at least little percentage from them to do good to others, at least not harm others. So he says, Vriksham khalu sthanat sthanantram nitva yada ropayati sechanadikam chakaroti tatra so anumanyate eva natu vipratipadyate iti tatha yogi bhavedeti parvatad vishesho drashtavya. So what is the difference between tree and mountain? This both seem to be having similar characteristic. So he says there is one difference, that you can take the tree from one place to another place and plant it there, give water, then it will grow there and it will not object. It does not become unhappy. Why did you move me from my place to another place? Mountain you cannot move, so you can plant trees, you can grow something here, then uproot it and put somewhere else. That is possible. Then next is Vayu, air. Pran vrityaiva santushyet munir nar naivindriya priyaihi jnanam yathana nashyeta navkiryeta vangmanaha. So what do we learn from air? So it says pran vritya eva santushyet muni. That a muni or a thoughtful person, he should live what is necessary for the movement of the prana in the air, the movement of air, because our body functions on different types of prana. There is a pranamaya kosha, annamaya kosha, and prana kosha. So we need some food, some air to breathe, then body can function on that. So he says that we should take only that, we should be satisfied with that, and not to indriyai priyai. Not that we eat only for the pleasure of the senses. So labho jivete yavata. Take what is necessary for survival. And jnanam yathana nashyete nav kiryete vangmana. So don't engage your senses in such a way that you will lose your knowledge. You will become dull. If you eat too much or too many tamasic things, then mind becomes dull. You lose knowledge. And nav kiryet vangmana, do not degrade your speech or the mind by engaging in objects which are just dear to the senses. So this we should learn with the prana. So vayurapi dvividha. He says the air is of two types. One is prana, bahyascha. So this prana is also air which is inside the body. There is air outside the body. So first he speaks about the air inside the body. Pranvritya. Prano hi aharadi matrena pravartate. Rupa rasadi dini indriya vishyastu napekshate. So prana is necessary for the body. And we get prana primarily by food and by breathing. That's why I do pranayam. So prana is necessary for existence. So prana is not dependent on smelling, seeing, touching, etc. That's why he says that Rupa ras adini indriya vishyastu napekshate. They may also give some prana, but if you don't eat and don't breathe, then simply seeing beautiful scenery or smelling some nice fragrant essences, that is not going to give you life. So that is the meaning of pranvritti. So mainly ahar. So food, if it is fresh, organic, that have prana in it. If it is frozen, stale, that is nisprana, doesn't have much prana. Then you have to eat more to get the prana. So indriya priyar vishayi tatha munirapi bhaved. So he says Muni should also be like that. Pranvitter akarane mano vaikalyena gyan nasa syat deha nirvaha karya. If you do not act to sustain your prana, then mind will be disturbed, knowledge will be lost. So therefore body should be maintained properly. Kincha vagmana yatha nav kiryet na vikshipyet ityadi rukshena sanskritena aharena nisharayet. So we should also not eat food which is going to disturb our speech or mind. So he says rukshena asanskritena aharena. So some food which is dry, ruksha means it's not snigdha. Rasya snigdha hridya. Krishna says ahara sattvika priya. So food should be tasty, succulent, little bit oil, ghee, snigdha. If it is ruksha, very dry, then it will disturb the airs. Dry things disturb vata. snigdha things keep the vata in balance. So that's why it says ruksha. Sanskrita means not pure, dirty, stale. So manopi vikshitam syat. So then mind will become disturbed with that. Evam ati snigdhena api alasya Shukradi vivridhya vang mansa vikshama. Similarly, if you eat food which is too much rich in ghee, etc., there is too much, that will also disturb because you will not be able to digest it. So he says that will also bring laziness. If you eat too much heavy food, then you feel lazy, sleepy, drowsy. So both disturb. So then speech, mind, they get disturbed. Visheshu avishan yogi nana dharmesu sarvatah gunadosa vapetatma na vishajjet vayuvat. So then next is the air which is outside. So he says that the air blows in various areas, but it remains free. It does not become attached to anything. So just like air does not become attached to anything, like that he says a yogi who should not become attached to the qualities, good qualities of something or become averse to the bad qualities. Gunadosa vyapetatma, one should remain free from basically rag and dvesha. Nana visheshu avishan. Air enters into many things, but it remains untouched, means unattached. So like that we can deal with different vishayas, different sense objects, but not become attached to them, visajjeta. So that he says he learned from the Vayu. Vishayan sevamano api tesu anasaktim bahyad vayoh sikshayatya. So Sri Vishwanath says that from the external air we should learn that how we can come in contact with the sense objects, but we do not become asakta in them, we do not become attached. Ragdesu viyakstestu vishyan indriyascharan. So we remain free from rag and dvesa, attachment and averseness. Although our senses, they move into the vishayas. So that is the instruction we learn from Vayu. Nana dharmesu laghutva gurutva utkarsh nikarshadimatsu nayu vayur gehne dehne va sajjate tadvat. So he said just like air may go into objects which are small, big, light, heavy, high, low, or it can go into the cave, or it can go into the fire also, but it does not become attached to anything. So like that, yogi should also remain free from all attachment. Then what else is there? He speaks more about Vayu. Verse number 41. Parthiveshu iha deheshu pravishtastat gunashrayah gunairna vijjate yogi gandhair vayu rivatmadrik. So he is again using the word yogi, sometimes muni. So he says yogi who is atmadrik. Atmadrik means who is seeing the Atma, who is not attached to the body. So he says he is existing in this material body, parthiveshu deheshu pravishta, and tad gunashraya. na yujyate. So Atma is in the body, and it is in the body that you have various types of experiences, sukha, dukha, ichha, dvesh, sukham, dukkham, sanghata, chetana, dhriti, iti kshetram savasena savikaram udahritam. So all these things happen only in the mind. Happiness, distress, anger, greed, lust, shyness, boldness. Where are they? Sarvam mana eva. It's all the mind. So Atmadrik, one who has his vision on the self, he sees that this is all external to me. So this is what we learn from Vayu. That air can go over the garden where there is a nice fragrant flowers. It can also go to some rotten place. So it goes, it carries maybe some fragrance in it, but it doesn't become attached to it, because that fragrance is the quality of the earth, Gandhavati Prithvi. So that is not the quality of the air. Although we say that, oh, this air is very fragrant, that is called adhyas. That is, you are doing arop. It is being superimposed onto air. Air does not catch the fragrance. It carries, but it doesn't become its quality. So similarly, Atma remains in the body, and all the changes happen in the body. Atma remains completely detached to all this. So he says that is also what he has learned from Vayu Devata. Evam dehe dharman dharma anashaktim api tasmadeva shikshet. So the meaning is not to become attached to the changes which happen in the body. So body is undergoing various changes. Sometimes you feel strong, sometimes weak, young, old. So those are all deha dharma. Those are all the characteristic of the body. So he says he remains anasakta with that. Parthiveshu iti. Parthiv means this body. Sugandho durgandhoyamiti tattat yogitvene pratiyamana api vastuto vayuryatha na tattat yogi. So just as air, we say that this is fragrant air or this is rotten smell coming. So although we say like this, but air remains free. It is not that it carries those things by samvaya sambandha. It is by sanyog sambandha. It's just touch, like you sit on a train, then you get off. So you only have a contact with it. Sit in a car. So like that, this air is just a carrier. But it does not become yukta, does not become endowed with those qualities. So he says in the same way, deha dharma yogena aham pratyayena pratiyamanopi yogina tad dharma. So in the same way, yogi, he will also say, I am so and so. He will also use the word I for the body. He may also say, I am hungry, I am sleepy, I am tired, I am happy, which are all the dharma, the qualities of the body. But even when he says like this, he knows that he is different from them. Just as when we say that this air is very nice, cool, fragrant, but at the same time air is air. Na tad dharma yat atmadrik. Why is that? Because he is atmadrik, so self-realized. Atmanam tataha prithaktaya pashyati. So he sees the Atma separate from the body. And because he sees Atma, the self separate from the body, does not become implicated in the qualities of the body. Antarhitascha sthirajangameshu brahmat bhavena samanvayena vyaptya vyavchedam asangamatmano munirnabhastvam vitatasya bhavayet. So the next one is Akasha. Akasha is also teaching us something. Akasha is everywhere, but Akasha remains untouched by anything. Vayu sarvatra go mahan. So Vayu is going everywhere, still remain untouched. Akasha is doesn't go anywhere, it's already everywhere, but remains untouched. So the word here used in this sloka is Atma. So there are two ways to explain it. Advaitvatis say that Atma here means because there is only one Atma. Everybody is Brahman. And Vaishnavas say that Atma here means Paramatma. So this is the beauty of Sanskrit. Both parties satisfied, no need to have debate. So antarhitascha sthira jangameshu brahmatma bhavena samanvayena. So what is this Akasha? So he says antarhita, that it is in everything, it is hidden. It is not visible. Whether things are movable or immovable, sthira jangameshu. Akasha is in everything, inside, outside. It's vyapta. Brahmatma bhavena. So like Brahmatma, spread everywhere. Samanvayena. So samanvayena means that it is actually the adhisthana. Everything exists in Akasha. Akasha is the one which gives space to everything. So therefore it is called Akasha. And vyaptya avyavchedam. So although it is everywhere and there are objects in it, but it doesn't become cut into pieces. It does not become avchinna. There is no avchedaka for it. There is nothing which cuts it. It still remains one. So he says avchedam asangam. Two characteristic. That it is avyavcheda, it is undivided, and asanga, and untouched to anything. At least air carries the fragrance, etc. Akasha does not carry anything like that. So he says Atmano vitatasya bhavayet. So Atmana here is Paramatma. That Paramatma is vitata, is spread everywhere. So one should see this, that Paramatma is everywhere, in everything, and not divided by anything. So there are not too many Paramatmas. Therefore Paramatma doesn't have a jati. Vyaktera bhedastulyatvam sankariyat anavasthiti rupani rasambandha jati badhak sangraha. So there is a jati badhak. So he says asangam atmano muni bhis nabhastvam vitatasya. So just nabhastvam means akashatvam. Akashatvam is also not a jati. So like that Paramatma. So from the example of Akasha, we understand the quality of Paramatma. That just as Akasha, the space is everywhere, spread everything inside out. Something which is occupying space, there also space is there. Because it is existing in space. Because you cannot empty the space. Cannot say I take the space from here. So space is not emptiness. Space is also an element. And everything exists in that. So it is the adhisthana. Just like everything is in time, everything is in space. So quantum mechanics relates them, time, space. So is space here. So with this we should learn that characteristic of Paramatma. Paramatmano antarbahirapi vartmanatvam asangatvam cha akashasyaiva. So he says Paramatma is inside, outside, and although it is inside and outside everything, it is asanga. It is untouched, unattached. So this we learn from Akasha. Akashasya viti akasham drishtva shikshet. So we should learn this from the characteristic of Akasha. Antariti dvaina. This is described in 2 slokas. Munir yogi. So Muni means yogi. Antarbahishya dehantargato vivekena atmana paramatmano vittasya sarvyapkasya nabhastvam akash sadrishyam bhavyet. So just as Akasha is inside, outside, like that Paramatma is inside us, Paramatma is outside us. He is sarvyapaka, he is spread everywhere, all pervading. So this characteristic is similar to the quality of the Akasha. So therefore we learn it from Akasha. Sthira jangamesu antarhita antarhinoti iti antarhita. So he is hidden in all objects, they are moving or non-moving, inside, outside. Tasya antargatasya chakarad bahirgatasya. So it has gone in them. By the word cha, there is also outside. Brahmatma bhavena brahma swarupena va samanvena vyaptitaya. So he is in his Brahman swarupa. Samanvaya means there is no vyatireka. It is anvaya vyapti. So yatra yatra akashatvam tatra tatra paramatmatvam. Then it's only anvaya vyapti because there is no akasha bhav, there is no paramatma bhav. So there is no vyatirek vyapti. So therefore he says avyavachedam anavchinnatvam. It's not delimited by anything. So there are three ways where things can be limited. Something can be limited in space, right? So this table is here, it is not in another place, it is limited. Some things are limited by time. They exist in a particular time span, they are not outside that. All the anitya padarthas, all the murta padarthas, they are limited by time and space. Then the third thing which limits is the vastu. So kala avchinna, akasha avchinna, vastu avchinna. So this table is limited by, say, air here. So Paramatma is not limited by anything because he is everywhere, time is nitya. So there is anyonya bhav, there is no anyonya bhav. Anyonya bhav means it is limited by vastu. It is here, it is not that object. So if there is no prag bhav, no pradhansa bhav, then it's not limited by time. If there is no anyanya bhav, it's not limited by vastu. If there is no atyanta bhav, then it's everywhere. So therefore he says it is anavchinna. Yatha navsah sarvagatatvad vastuto na ghatadi bhi sangha parichedava. So it's just like nabhas, the akasha is sarvagata. So in reality it does not have sangha, it is not limited, it is not attached by the objects such as pot, etc. So there is akasha in the pot also, but it is not attached to it, and it is not limited also. Evam atmanopi, atma is also like that. Atma here means Paramatma. तेजो अवन्नमयैर्भावैर् मेघाद्यैर्वायुनैरितैः न स्पृश्यते नभस्तद्वत् कालसृष्टैर्गुणैर्पुमान्. So again he is talking about the akasha. So na sprishyate nabhastadvat. So kalashrishtair gunai puman. So puman, person, Paramatma, is not touched by any characteristics which are created in time. Means the objects such as fire. Tejas means fire. Up means water. Annamaya means earth. So objects in this material world are generally made from these three things: earth, water, fire. These are the three things which constitute the objects. So teja, apa, annamaya, bhave. Bhave means objects. So all the objects which are made from these three things, they do not limit Paramatma. So meghadyair vayuna iritai nesprishyate, just like the clouds which can move, the air can move the clouds in the akasha, but akasha is not limited by them, nor it is touched by them. Like that Paramatma is also not touched by anything. Asango hi ayam purusha. So tejascha, apascha, anyam, prithvicha. Tejas, fire, apa, water, anna means prithvi. So tanmai, kalshishtair, gunair, dehadibhi. So body, etc., which are produced in time by the combination of earth, water, fire. Vata, pitta, kapha. Vata is not here. It's only pitta and kapha. Water and earth is kapha. Fire is pitta, air is vata. So this is made. Puman sprishyate, puman na sprishyate. So his person or Paramatma is not touched by that. Atma is also not touched. Yadvad vayuna iritair meghoghair nabha na sprishyate tadvad. Just as the akasha, the sky or the space is not touched by the clouds which are moved by the air, in the same way all these objects of the material world do not touch Atma or Paramatma. Swachha prakritita snigdho madhurya stirtha bhurnirnam muni punatya pam mitram ikshop sparsha kirtanaihi. So next one is water. So water, what does water do? What is the quality of the water? It cleans. If you want to clean anything, you need water. You want to clean pot, clean anything, cloth, water is needed. Water takes away the dirt. So water is swachha. It is clean. Prakritita, by very nature. It is snigdha. It's also anxious. If you are thirsty, dry, drink water. If you take any powder, put water in it, it can make a ball because it's snigdha. And madhuri, sweet, except if you are in Vrindavan. There is no sweet water. It's all salty. And tirtha bhu nirnam. So it is tirtha bhu, it is the source of tirtha. Muni punati. So a sadhu is also like water. So just as water purifies, it says sage also, he purifies others. How? Mitram Ikshop Sparsa Kirtane. By being friendly, by seeing, by touch, by kirtan, by speaking about them, by seeing them, get purified. So Jalat Shikshitam Aha. What he has learned from water is described here. Swachha means nirmal. Swachha means clean, pure. In Hindi you hear this word acha. Acha, acha. Swachha is that. You apply suve for acha, it becomes swachha. And that is the sandhi. So, that's why acha means good. Good means clean, not bad. So, Swabhavata Snigdha, by nature it is Snigdha. Janesu Snehakrit. So it brings happiness. Water brings happiness, especially in the summer. You want to jump inside cool water. So, Madhurya Madhura. So actually by nature it is sweet. So here water is transcendental. Therefore it's not sweet. It's not prakritik, So Madhura Lapi Tirtha Bhu. So a sadhu is also like that. Sadhu is also sweet and he also purifies and he is also snigdha. Snigdha also means affectionate. Sneha. Sneha man prana. Affection. So Tirtha Bhu, so is the source of that. Bhakti Upadesena Lokapavana. So how does sadhu purify? He purifies by giving instructions on bhakti. Apam mitram jaltulya. So is friendly like water. Aghaditi pathe mitram sakhayam punati. Some reading is also aghaditi. That means that he purifies. Swachhatvadi gunair arthat jal sadrishyam gayam. So means sadhu has qualities like water. Brings purification, happiness, sweetness, purity. Then Tejasvi Tapsa Deepto Durdharsha Udara Bhajana Sarvabhakshopi Yuktatma Nadatte Malamagnivat. Then comes fire. So what is the quality of fire? Fire is Tejasvi. It's very brilliant. Tapsa Deepta. It shines with tapasya. Sadhu is like that. Sadhu has also prowess and is shining with his tapasya. And Durdharsha, it cannot be subdued. It's difficult to subdue the fire. And Udar Bhajana. So doesn't eat much. Whatever comes in the stomach takes only that much. Does not store. Udar Bhajana means that his stomach is his pot. So sometimes people have pot belly. Because they are told that the belly is the pot. So they make the belly like a pot. So because he says Udar Bhajana. Udar Bhajan means what? Pot belly or belly pot. So there is a difference between pot belly and belly pot. And Sarva Bhakshopi Yuktatma Nadatte. Fire can eat anything but does not become impure. You can put even dirty things into fire. Fire does not become dirty. Fire purifies everything. So he says, Nadatte malam agnivat. So sadhu is also like that. He does not take the dirt of others. He remains pure and purifies others like fire. So this he learned from fire. So one day Sikshitamaha, Tejasviti Tridhi. In the three slokas, he describes what he learned from fire. Durdharsham chobaitum ashakya. So Durdharsha, generally Durdharsha means some person whom you cannot overpower, you cannot subdue. So he gives a different meaning here, means you cannot agitate him. You cannot disturb the mind of a sadhu. He has learned this from fire. Sacha asau udar bhajanascha. And he is only having udar, his belly, as his pot to carry food. Yuktatma yogi evam bhavet. So yogi should be like that. Means he should not accumulate things. That is the meaning of udar bhajana. It's like we have Karpatri Maharaj. So he will only take food what comes in the hand. So his hands are the pot. Swamaya, no, Kvachit Channai, Kvachit Spashtai, Upashya Shreya Ichchatam, Bhunkte Sarvatra Datrinam, Dahana Praga Uttara Subham. So sometimes he is hidden, sometimes he is manifest. Upashya Shreya Ichchatam. While desiring Shreya, he remains like that. And bhukte sarvatra datrinam. He eats whatever he is given. Dahana praguttara ashubham. And he burns the impurities or ashubha of the people who give him food. Means if a sadhu is given food, then the person who is giving the charity of the food becomes purified of his past and future sins. So just like fire burns everything, fire is sometimes hidden because it's inside the wood. When you burn it, then it comes out. So it can remain like that, or it can take different forms. So sadhu is also like that. He is also called upasya. Upasya generally means who is worshipped. There is no commentary here, but what is the meaning of upasya in this context? Let's see what Sridhar Swami says. Agni Reva Kachideva. Doesn't mention anything. What is the meaning of upasya here? Upasya. So he says that sometimes he takes respect from others. So he can also do that. That's some people have commented on that because the word upasya is used here. Like fire is also worshipped. You do Agni Hotra in the fire. So like that. Then Swamaya Srishtam Idam Sadasal Lakshanam Vibhu Pravishta Iyate Tattat Sarupa Agniriva Edhasi. So it says just like fire exists in the wood. Edhasi means Indhan wood, Agniriva Edhasi Tattat Sarupa. So he is manifest in that. So in the same way Bhagavan is also existing in everything. Swamaya Srishtam Idam Sadasat Lakshanam Vibhu. So by his Maya he creates the universe and then he enters into it. So he remains hidden. So in the same way, Vibhu or Bhagavan, he is also existing, like fire is existing in the wood. And then by the process, fire becomes manifest. So in the same way, Bhagavan can also become manifest by the process of bhakti. Just as if you rub the pieces of wood that generate fire, like that Bhagavan also becomes. So fire does not come from outside, fire is there inside the wood only, it becomes manifest. So previously it was Channa, hidden, then it becomes Spashta, manifest. So similarly, Bhagavan is also sometimes mostly hidden, then sometimes manifest. So it says, Agnir yatha edhasi pravishta iyate manthanattu prakati bhavati tathe Bhagavan idam jagat pravishta iyate Shravan kirtanadi bhakti abhyasat pratakshi bhavati. So again he is explaining the same thing, that just as fire exists inside the fuel, but by rubbing, by churning, it becomes manifest. In the same way, Bhagavan, he creates the universe and he enters in it, but he becomes manifest to his devotees who engage in the practice of bhakti, such as kirtan, etc. So this he has learned from fire. Visargadya samshananta bhava dehasya natmana kalanam eva chandrasya kalena vyakta vartmana. Then he also learned something from the moon. So what did he learn from the moon? From the moon he learned that the various changes which happen in our body, starting from birth, Visargadya, and going up to the cremation grounds, Smashananta. So he says all these changes are only belonging to body and not to the Atma. So Visargadya Smashananta Bhava Dehasya Natmana. And it is just like the Kalanam eva Chandrasya. So you see the moon, on full moon you see the complete moon, and then gradually it goes on small, and on Amavasya there is no moon. So actually moon is there, just because the moon is going around the earth and earth is going around the sun. So when earth, moon and sun come in one line, that is Amavasya. That's why it is called Amavasya. Ama means together. Vas dhatu, Vas means to be, living together. So when they all three come together, that is Amavasya. When it goes in the opposite direction, then it is Purnima. So this Kala, the appearance of the moon, so there are 16 Kala, so they change by the movement, but the moon is always moon. But we see it like that, as if moon is not there. So like that changes are happening in the body, but the Atma remains unchanged. Just as moon remains unchanged, although it appears that it now is full bright, now it is half bright or 25% bright. So that's what it says, that Kalena Avyakta Vartmana, whose movements are unknown to us. Atma is like that. So this he learned from the moon. So he must have known some astronomy, knowing the movement, right? So Chandrat Shikshita Maha, what he learned from the moon is described here. Visargo Janma, Visarga means birth. Smashanam Mrityu, Smashan means death. Tadanta dasa Dehasya eva. So all the changes which happen between birth and death, including both of them, that belongs only to the body, na Atman, not to the Atma. Chandrasya Panchadas Kalanam eva yatha utpatti ade. Just like the different percentages of the moon which become visible, that is the Kala, there are 15 of them. So they are the one who are generated, not the moon. Natu Shodasasyam Akala Rupasya Chandrasya. But the moon himself is always Sodas Kala. Change is happening 15, 1 to 15. So those changes, they don't belong to him. He is always the full moon. So this is the teaching. We'll stop here. See as many more gurus to go. Any question by anybody? Okay, is there iPhone Vidya?
My pranam to you, Jayarada. Babaji, you mentioned that pain and joy is in the mind. What about actually physical pain?
Who got pain?
Physical pain that actually comes from injuries.
Yeah. Where do you feel it?
In my back. My spine, for example, hurt and I feel pain. It's not mental pain, it's physical pain.
So if you give anesthesia, then you feel it?
Sorry?
If you are given anesthesia, do you feel pain?
Oh, no.
Why? Because you're disconnected from the mind. It's not that the pain is not there, but the mind is not there. Not there means mind is not connected. If your mind is not connected, you don't feel the pain. You may have back pain, then you fall asleep. You think the pain goes away in sleep? Pain sleeps or pain slips? No, it is you who slip away. The mind.
Well, I sleep with the pain. I wake up with the pain and subconsciously when I sleep I feel the pain, like, while waking up from time to time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because your mind is there at that time. So you need mind to feel.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moini.
Can you maybe explain again what you learned from the prana or vayu which is inside the body? I did not understand.
Means don't eat unnecessary things like ice cream, gelato or whatever is there. Kamala is getting worried. Says, why did I come to Italy if I don't eat ice cream? Could have stayed in Vrindavan. She goes to Italy only to eat ice cream. But she doesn't want to say it. Okay.